Hello, welcome to another video. This is again Horizon Forbidden West. I'm gonna be testing it on the 3090 Ti right now, paired with the same CPU, same RAM it's the same system, basically just swap GPUs. So let me just go and continue. I think I've left the game running at native resolution last time without any DLSS. It was just like 720p.
Doesn't look like there's
Yeah, I increased it to 4K. Let me just go through the settings real quick. So the display is 4K. Plays my Evga XR1 Pro, which is my capture card. So I'm just gonna keep it on full screen, not full screen exclusive. Full screen exclusive is gonna be like 2 or 3 FPS more because it's just gonna be the whole PC's resource is gonna be focused on the game itself on its own. But I'm gonna be like, this is like borderless full screen, so it's gonna take like 5 or 3 FPS out of my game, but it doesn't really matter because this is I'm keeping it like that, so I don't really have to go to my capture card on my other computer just to change resolution and then pause the video and do all that. I can do like everything seamlessly on the same stream or like same recording. All right, so this is everything with DLAA. Everything is actually off. Resolution scaling is off. Upscaling is off. And graphics, it's set to all very high. There's no ray tracing in this game. They were gonna do ray tracing, but they ditched it last minute. So that's why I think it's not CPU heavy. But I think this game is pretty optimized. Even if they implemented ray tracing, it was gonna be optimized nonetheless. All right, let me just reset to 100% lows and average FPSs. This is the area that was inside. I thought I was gonna be like less intensive because it was inside, but this area is as much as outside as the other area that I was in before. It's just like a cave that was broken by some machines. Oh, not a cave, it was a building. So right off the bat, this is everything maxed out. It's using only 9 gigabytes of VRAM, allocating 12.5, but using only 9, and using 6.5 of the RAM. So this is not really RAM hungry or VRAM hungry, depending on what settings you're running at. This is like everything maxed out, 4K everything maxed out with DLAA, and it's still not even exceeding 10 gigabytes of VRAM. Not even like 7 gigabytes of RAM. So if you have like 8 gigabytes of RAM, this game is just gonna work just fine. I have no idea where I should go. I think I should go through, yeah. I forget to look at my compass. Scan the area. I have to scan this area outside here. Yeah, so the FPS right now is like close to 60, which is like probably 30 FPS less than the 49, or like 35 FPS than the 4090. But it's running just great on 4K. Like, I mean, getting like 59, 57, close to 60 FPS on average, it's really good. And the 47, 100% lows, they're not, they don't, I don't feel them, to be honest. I think those are just like when I go, let me just reset them real quick. They're gonna drop to 40s. I think they're gonna stay in the 50s, so they're gonna stay close to the average FPS and the current FPS. Yeah, so it's not really bad. I think I should go through this area. Nope. What's this console over here? Yeah, I've been looking at my overlay and forgot that this console existed. Oh, an old human. The old times. Oswald Dalgard. Yeah, I don't really care about you, guy. So I'm gonna just go. I don't know where I should go, but I'm just gonna go. How am I gonna reach that spot? They use the grappling hook? Yeah, I think I should use the grappling hook. Nope. I can't use the grappling hook either.
We'll find out.
So let me just go and enable DLSS right now. So native resolution with DLAA is running just fine. DLAA probably takes 4 or 5 FPS. So probably I'm losing like probably 8 to 10 FPS because I'm using full screen, borderless full screen, and I'm using DLAA. But sometimes borderless full screen doesn't even affect anything, and sometimes DLAA doesn't affect anything. So might be losing like 5 in total, 5 FPS in total. Let me just enable upscale. I'm gonna do DLSS. I'm gonna start with quality. Oh, and one thing that I mentioned that I forgot to mention, that there is that Luke FZ mod. So if you want to download it, I cannot paste links, but if you have a 30 GPU, 30 series GPU, you can use frame generation with Luke's FZ mod. You just like have to paste it over the game, and it's just gonna work. So you can go like to videocards.com and then see the whole article about how to use it, how to implement it. But basically, it's just what it does is just it goes from it redirects the DLSS frame generation to FSR3 frame generation. So it works the same in major mods. I mean, major games. It works good, and some games it doesn't work. So like Cyberpunk, it works just fine. This game it works just fine. But you know, games that are not AAA and they're not major, there's some glitches and some hitches here and there. So yeah, let me just enable DLSS. Apply it. Yes. I think it's gonna give me give me like 25 FPS more. 27 FPS more. What can I do? Yeah, can I grapple? I can't grapple. Did I do it from down here? I think so. Let me just do it. Nope. Oh, I shouldn't do it manually. I should like just double jump. Then she's gonna do it automatically for me. That's good. That's not bad.
Don't worry, I'll find you another way up.
All right, so now so in Assassin's Creed territory. Come on. All right, so DLSS increased the VRAM usage. I don't know how, but it increased it by 500 megabytes. That's not bad. And the RAM usage is still the same. It only increased VRAM usage. I think because of the added FPS. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm really focused on the game right now. I really want to play this game, but I don't have time for it right now. I'm just gonna wait a little bit until I have time for it, then play it. But again, I forgot to double jump. All right, so let me just try the DLSS on performance. See how much FPS uplift I'm gonna get. Where is it? DLSS on performance. Is it gonna be on? Yeah. Light. Back. Let me set 100% lows. Oh, so I am above 100 FPS right now. I'm 120. Yeah, this area is like a little bit not intensive as the area outside that I was testing with the 4090, but okay, you got it this time. But still comparable. I think the 4090 is gonna be like probably 30 FPS, 35 FPS more, or like 40 FPS more. So it's gonna be like 40% more powerful than this GPU. But still, this GPU is pretty still like a beefy GPU. Cinematic, which I'm gonna skip. I'm not gonna play the game for myself right now. I'm just benchmarking it, and I don't know where to go. Did I look at this waterfall? Is this a waterfall even? Small waterfall.
We'll find a way.
So yeah, DLSS on performance dropped my VRAM usage back to 9 gigabytes, and the RAM usage is still the same. The RAM usage does not even drop. I think it's gonna drop when I change the resolution. I'm not sure, but the allocation is allocating 18.5 of RAM. That's scalable. It's gonna scale down if you have less. I have 64 gigabytes of RAM. But yeah, I think this is what I have to use the grappling hook manually. Yeah, I haven't played this game in the PS5 to be honest. This is my first time. I played the Horizon Zero Dawn on PS4 before I played it on PC, but this is my first time playing this Horizon Forbidden West on any platform. Oh, that looks like a worm, a robot worm. Now the FPS has dropped below 100, which is still good, not bad. Let me just reset 100% lows because I was in a loading screen. So
Here.
Yes, the 100% lows are still the same. They always drop to 70s on loading screens. Oh, I have to fight these excavators. Small excavators.
Some friends from underground. You take the left one. I'll deal with the one on the right.
Okay.
After this scene, I'm gonna try the DLSS frame generation. Alright, so let's just go enable frame generation. I'm gonna disable DLSS. I'm gonna do frame generation with DLAA instead, with native resolution plus DLAA. Alright, so let's just try and reset it. Yes. Go back. So DLSS DLAA with frame generation is giving me like
Check its patrol path.
the performance of 4090
Damn! Spotted!
on a 3090, and I don't see what just happened. Oh,
You just need
I thought my screen just
can't let it see me.
died or something.
I should scan it first.
I have no idea what I have to do. We just have to wait for it to do something. They're scanning. I don't know what they're scanning.
Damn! Spotted!
I think it's gonna reset again. So yeah, the VRAM usage increased from 9 to 11.2.
Wanted to take it out with my spear. Can't let it see me. I should scan it first. Check its patrol path.
Where's the spear? I don't have a spear.
I can throw a rock to distract it. Into a position where I can sneak up and strike. Just the right moment. Damn! Spotted!
Okay, I'm gonna kill this guy, then continue with my benchmarking again. All right. I don't know even how to throw the rock.
Sneak up on it.
I'm not gonna do this now.
Can't let it see me.
Probably just gonna go back if I can.
Its patrol path.
Yep, I can. Oh, I can't leave this area. I think it almost saw me, but didn't see me. I don't know. Let me just drop the resolution to 1440p right now instead. Let me just disable DLAA. Oh, I'm gonna keep DLAA. I'm gonna disable frame generation. Go back. Oh, I did not even do it. Just this is what I'm gonna do. Disabled frame generation. That's all. So that's 1440p, 2900, close to 100 FPS. Pick up a rock. Where am I gonna get the rock from? How do I throw a rock? Okay, got it. Okay, everything. All right, so I mean, 1440p is running just fine. Running 100 FPS. Why am I still sneaking up? Are there more of them? I don't think so.
More of those machines.
Oh yeah, more of them.
Can't handle?
You just like scan everything around them. I can take him down pretty easily like this with the spear. So the spear is just the bow, but it's no, it's not the bow. I can see the bow on her back. I'm blind. All right. Can I kill you, please? What? How did this guy not die? I was not the only one who was hitting him. This is why I keep like staying in the same area while I'm benchmarking videos, because benchmarking games, not videos. Because fighting this like keeps me like distracted from the actual benchmarking. All right,
Got 'em all.
done with you. Okay, so let me benchmark the game right now. All right, let me just do DLSS on performance, on quality actually, not performance. DLAA is still enabled. DLSS I'm gonna do on quality enabled, yes. So I get in 130 something, 140.
Yeah, I know.
Depends. It goes from 120 to 140. It depends on the scene that I'm looking at. But overall, it's like getting my GPU is still like 99%. Oh, I was gonna say 900%. It's actually just the game is pretty. Actually, I don't know. This is. I would say God of War was the best optimization because I could see like the frame time was pretty flat. It doesn't fluctuate a lot because it like had actual same amount of FPS constantly. It wasn't locked on anything, but it was like it had like same amount of FPS all on all like scenes. Wherever you look, you can like find the same amount of FPS. I think that was the best optimization in a PlayStation PC port. Where should I go? There. Probably a cave or something that can lead me to Gaia, whatever that is.
The ASUS must have used explosives against the machines.
They managed to get us.
Yeah, this area inside is gonna be really less intensive, so I'm probably gonna stay here for a while. Just to benchmark this game on this GPU and then proceed with the story. I'm probably gonna do that on my 1660 Ti laptop edition
Looks like
kind of
this
GPU that I have.
vivid light.
Alright, so let me just do DLSS on performance right now. Performance. Yes, go back.
Couldn't escape.
I hope it didn't.
Oh yeah, DLSS performance increased just a little bit, not just like from 30 to like high 40s and low 50s sometimes. Let me reach 100% lows. 100% lows are pretty good, above 100. Those are pretty good 100% lows. Better than Alone in the Dark. Alone in the Dark, whenever I like march into a new area, it would just stutter like hell. That game like has really bad issues. And the VRAM just dropped. Like if you have a 3080 or like a 3070 and play it on 1440p, you're just gonna be fine. It's gonna be a little bit of trouble because it's even with DLSS performance on 1440p, it uses 8.5 gigabytes of VRAM, but that 500 megabytes of VRAM spill into the RAM is not gonna be a really big issue, but it's gonna be an issue nonetheless. It's gonna be like a small issue that you have to swallow. All right. Oh wow, my CPU went to 52% utilization for a brief second. I think you see, it was loading. Now it was loading something when it went to 50% utilization. My CPU went to 50% utilization because it was loading some. The game was loading something from the SSD, and it did not even stutter. I did not even feel that. So now it's like using probably 4 of my cores, but when it was using half, all 8, you see 64% in the, like it's loading something in this area when I march back. We just get out again and then go back, like see what's happening in here, and then go right back. It's gonna go like 60s and 50s or something like that. You see it's 57 again in the CPU utilization, and it did not even stutter one bit for 1 millisecond. It did not even stutter. The frame time was constantly constant. Yeah, it's squiggly and all going up and down, but it's still, it was not that bad. It did not even feel any stuttering or hitching. All right, did I use frame generation yet? No, I didn't. So I'm gonna use DLAA with frame generation. Let's just go back, disable DLSS, enable frame generation, apply it, go back. Oh, now it stuttered a little bit when I did the pause menu. So this is 1440p DLAA with frame generation. So sadly, if you want to use frame generation with the 30 series GPU, it's gonna bump if you have a 3070. If you don't have like the 3080 and up, I think it's gonna be a problem because there's like a big bump in VRAM usage was like 3 or like 4 GB of VRAM usage. So yeah, it's gonna be stuttery mess. I don't think you should use it in this game unless like you play probably 1080p with a 3070 and down. Yeah, 3060 is gonna be fine because it has 12 GB of VRAM. But the 3060 Ti and 3070 Ti, those are gonna have a problem. So if you have a 3080 or a 3060 and or a 3090 Ti as or 3090, then you're gonna be screwed in the frame generation department. But I don't see any I don't see any, you know, I can't tell, but I don't see any image retention or any I can see some tearing, but that's because I have a 60 hertz capture card, which actually bad, doesn't work with VSync. VSync is not, is like it has to be disabled for this card to work. So that's a VSync problem, not a frame generation problem. So yeah, this game really has like a very hungry VRAM usage while using frame generation. I think all games do when using frame generation because they use the GPU memory to store those frames when they make them by the GPU, because the GPU takes all the work when you do frame generation. So yeah, gonna be a EX the 3070 people. All right, let's drop the resolution to 1080p now. We disable frame generation. All right, 1080p. Right. Go back. Wow, 150 FPS and only using 8 GB of. Also, even at 1080p, still using more than 8 GB of VRAM. And VRAM is I think they need to lower the VRAM utilization, but probably you can like go to the settings like here, go to graphics and then lower these if you have a 3070. To be honest, let me just try it right now. Let me just do the preset high instead. I'm gonna increase this to 15 because it doesn't even matter. Yeah, so as you can see, it's like dropped to 7.7. So you have like high settings instead of very high, so it's gonna be fine. Yeah, dropping the textures and everything, like the preset to high, or like dropping some settings to high is gonna be beneficial to a 3070. But even though if you want to use frame generation, you're probably gonna have to drop to low because frame generation uses like 4 GB more of VRAM, and you're not gonna have that on your 8 GB VRAM 3070, which is really sad. The 3070 should have had like at least 12 GB of VRAM, and the 3060 Ti as well, and the 3070 Ti as well. But hey, Nvidia is cheaping out on memory modules that cost literally cost $2. I mean, yes, they're gonna like fusing it to the PCP is gonna take another $50, but hey, $50 for another 8 GB of RAM, just charge me that and give me 8 GB of more VRAM. All right, let's just use DLSS right now on quality first. Where is gonna be DLSS? Gonna be right here. Alright, go back. Oh, now you can see that. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say the frame time was flat, but it just like sprung out those spikes. It was flat for a moment. It was like 8 milliseconds. But probably because I was in the main, not main menu, the options menu. Yeah, it was flat for a moment. That's how God of War was all the time. Like flat, pretty flat frame time. If you go back in the video and then watch that, it was flat on the menu settings. Now I'm getting like 50, not 50 more FPS, probably like 30 more FPS over the just 1080p, which is a healthy bump. 100% lows are always like 1440p and 1080p right now, always sitting at. Let me just increase the quality again to very high. This is not good. Okay, high, very high. Go with. All right. Okay, so 100% lows are around the 100 in 1440p and 1080p somehow. Like, doesn't the 100% lows do not increase from 100% or like 100%, 100 frames. Now it's like 98, 99, 97. which is not bad, to be honest. You're not gonna feel it. As I said, even though the CPU usage spikes sometimes when it's loading something, an area, new area to the game, I do not. It's running smoothly. Nixies, they know how to port games. They know how to make games. So, yeah, them and Jetpack.io is like they're the best companies to port games to PC. Always increases here because it loading probably the area inside of this building for me to not look at empty cave inside. Like look at the sky from here. All right, let me just use DLSS Performance. Yeah, this video is gonna be like long. It's already like 25 minutes long. The only thing that I still have, oh, the DLSS Performance not increase my things that much. My FPS. Why? Well, it still looks bad. I mean, 1080p on DLSS Performance is bad. Probably rendering the game at like 560 or like 5 something, then upscale it to 1080p. 540, then upscale it to 1080p. That doesn't. It looks very blurry. It looks like an oil painting to me, to be honest. And 100% lows are still in the 100%, 100 FPS. Let me just reset them again. They're gonna drop. They're dropping. They're still. I don't know why they dropped to 100 FPS, around 100 FPS. But yeah, as I said, I do not feel it. Running great, running smooth, with no hitches, no stuttering. My CPU, even my CPU clock, is still the same, like between 5350 and 5425 and 450 sometimes. Yeah, so not even using my GPU my CPU that much, and still very optimized. All right, let's disable everything right now and then use DLSS frame generation instead. Disable DLSS frame generation, which is gonna be FSR 3 in this situation because this is a 3090 Ti with the mod. So yeah, let's reset. Apply. Same kind of FPS as DLSS Performance, but a very clear picture. DLSS Performance looked like shit on 1080p with DLSS Performance. That's the game does not look good at that resolution. Internally, in like rendering at 540p and upscaling to 1080p, it doesn't look good. Especially on my like, I have 48-inch OLED, so that's big for 1080p even, not let alone 540p upscaled. Okay, this is running very smooth, but as you can see, the VRAM is more than 10 gigabytes. It's 10 gigabytes and a half, and the RAM is still the same all around. Even though I dropped resolution, the RAM utilization is still the same. The RAM allocation is still the same, around 18 gigabytes, but the VRAM allocation increased by 2 gigabytes, and the VRAM usage increased by 2 gigabytes as well. My GPU is actually getting toastier right now for some reason. It was like running in the 40s, now it's like in the 50s. But the FPS and like the game is all around very optimized. There's no problem with this game. All other games should really learn from these ports. I mean, this is not even native to PC. It's like only ported to PC. So yeah, games that actually come out as a PC game, they need to learn from this. Alright guys, I'm gonna be testing this game and Alone in the Dark on my laptop 1660 Ti with the 10th generation i7, which has like 6 cores. I think that for Alone in the Dark, that PC might make sense. It's not high end. It's not gonna have any CPU bottleneck because Alone in the Dark itself, it's using only one core. It was using one core and 2 threads on my CPU. So yeah. Alright guys, see you in the next video. Bye bye.